Yo, okay, so look at what I have on the screen. So I guess this is going to be a continuation of a conversation that we had yesterday about the FBA. It's really called FBI, right? So the FBI, they were hanging out and they went on the road yesterday, man, because that's what that means right there. Raid means road. And I'm going to show you what raid means, man. So check this out. Here goes the keyword flow. Ready, go. Boom. Right, so there goes the word raid, right, and you see where it says in the 15th century mounted military expedition, right, but then when you travel over here, you're going to see it says journey, raid, road, right, and then when you go and you're like, oh my God, what does road mean? And then you look up road, and then road right here means to ride, right, so we're starting to see raid, road, ride, right, so raid, road, ride, and then let's go ahead and find out what ride means, right, so when you get to ride, right, sit or be carried on as in horseback, right? So when you ride, you move forward, right? When you ride, you rock. When you ride, you float, right? But then let's travel all the way down. You see where it has Proto-Indo-European, rida, right? To ride, right? So this word ride is a circular word. Ride, raid, road, ride. It all means the same. It basically means you're just moving forward with something, right? Whatever, scary simple service, right? But we're talking about how the FBI was moving forward the other day, right? And then I woke up this morning and then, there was a lot of chatter on the internet because, you had now the, what do you call the media? The media was all saying, oh my God, all these people were declaring war, right? And it was like, oh no, what are the people talking about war? I didn't hear anybody talk about that yesterday, right? I know the people were not confused, right? Because look, when you see, do I have it over here? It's probably right here, right? So right here, this is what war means, right? War means to confuse, to mix up, right? So when you confuse things and you mix up things, that's called war, right? War is not a large-scale military conflict, right? So when people are confused and mixed up, that means they're at war, man. And we don't do war. We don't show war. We don't like war, right? We don't like war because we don't like confusion. We don't like when people are mixed up, right? So I was showing you what the words meant. So now I'm going to show you what peace means, right? Because we always come at things from peace. Right, we are about being in peace, man. And then if you look at what peace means, it means right here, to fasten, right? Also means to covenant, right? You see that? To covenant or agree. So when you're at peace, that means you were in agreement. When you're at peace, that means you're in a covenant. That also means contract, okay? Contract. And you get to contract by the words that you put down, man. So everybody has to be able to look at the words that are written down. And then we all have to be able to agree on those words, man, and then we'll be at peace, right? Scary, simple service, right? So here, let me show you something, right? Charter, right? The reason why I'm talking about charter is because we're talking about the FBI, and we want to know what the FBI's charter looks like, right? Because we want to know what privileges does the FBI have? What rights does the FBI have? Who gave them the privilege and who gave them the rights, man? Who sat down and wrote that stuff up on a little piece of paper, right, on a little document and a little contract and said, hi, FBI, we're going to write down your words. So this means that what you can do, right? Where's your covenant, man? So we want to see where the FBI's covenant is, man, because we're trying to be at peace, man. We want to see what peace the FBI has, okay? So here, check this out right here. We always like to show the maxims of law, right? Authority and power. Right now we're talking about authority and power because we have servants, right? We have servants and then we have jurisdiction, right? So we want to know what delegated power, so a delegated power cannot be again delegated, right? A deputy cannot have or appoint a deputy, right? So we have created constitutions, and within these constitutions, all of our political people, all of our political delegates, they all sit within the Constitution, which means that the people are in charge of them. And sometimes, right now, all of our all of our delegated power, they've just been acting out of bounds, man. So now we're reining it in, and we're going to show them what's up, right? So check this out. So we went to HR 5030, the Federal Bureau of Investigation Charter Act, right? So now we want to see what words that they had, right? And they did this in 1979. But we all know that the FBI, they started back in like 1908 or something like that, right? So then when we scroll over, because we were doing keyword searches, and we see the historical background of the Attorney General's investigative guidelines, right? And then if you look right here, and then you see the FBI does not operate under a general statutory charter, but rather under the Attorney General guidelines, right? So the FBI is operating under the Attorney General guidelines, right? This is how they move, right? So now we see that the one that's responsible for the FBI is really the Attorney General, right? Because the Attorney General then delegated power to the FBI. So now the FBI is going around with delegated power given to them by someone or some entity that was delegated power to them, right? Because the Attorney General was delegated power from the President of the United States, right? And the President of the United States was delegated power through the executive branch, right? And then the executive branch was delegated power from we the people, right? So you see how this works? So the people are the ones that are in charge, and the people are the ones that are boss. And now if you keep hopping down, you see, how did these people right here, the FBI now, become to have all this power to run around the realm and just causing ruckus, right? So, we need to put the FBI back in peace, man, right? So we need to make sure that the FBI is in peace, right? We need to make sure that they know what the covenant is. They need to know what the agreement is. They need to know what the contract is, right? And we're just showing them the contract, right? Because that's just what we do, right? So when you look and see FBI charter, no FBI charter. That's sad, right? That's sad that these people are acting out of bounds, right? Some would say unlawfully. Some would say unlawfully, right? So now we're going to show you something right here called the word, right? The word is also called speech. The word is talk, right? Utterance, sentences, but word just literally means speak, say. Vere, speak, say, right? And then we're going to show you some cool words, right, from the crew. So we're going to also put a link, in the description for this JotForm, right? Because this JotForm are some powerful words, right? And we the people are the ones that need to sign this JotForm. So like for every man and every woman that hears these words, right? And then you actually watch this screen, and then you see on the screen that I just said that there's going to be a JotForm link in the description, right? So now it is your duty and it is your obligation to go click on this JotForm, and you need to read the words in the JotForm, and then you need to say, do you agree with those words? And if you agree with those words, you sign that JotForm and you follow those instructions in that JotForm, and then you mail that off to your public servants, right? You email that out to our public servants, and then you also share this JotForm with any friends that you have that are also men and also women, right? So all the people out there, we all have to come together. We all have to assemble and fill out this JotForm, man, because that's just what we do. So I'm going to read these words because these words are powerful, man. Plus, I just like hearing the word, man. The word is so much fun. So ready? Here we go. Look at this. We the people, the creators of all governments, are seeking the FBI charter. Fact, man. We want to see it, right? Please take notice that the people have assembled together and consulted for our common good, and we realize that you, as our trustees and servants, may be unlawfully allowing an entity with no legislative charter to attack the people of America. If the FBI would show the public a charter creating that entity, the public would have a simple remedy to resolve the first line of issues. Instead, a group of persons working as FBI are acting as agents being used against the 50 state and federal constitutions without a charter lawfully created by the legislature, right? So check out this maxim of law, right? Maxim of law. All political power is inherent in the people by decree of God. Thus, none can exist except it be derived from them meaning the people, right? That's an American maxim. Fun fact, right? So check this out. The government is to be subject to the law. for the law makes the government. These are facts, right? So these are maxims, are great laws, and you can't mess with those, okay? Join us in sending notice to our trustees and servants whom swore an oath to protect the rights of all Americans. That's a fact, man. You see that right there? That's Leanne. Hi, Leanne. You always be putting out those fires, man. I love them. Right? Okay, so check it out. Let's keep it going. Right. Notice to address who chartered the FBI and what authority controls its actions. Notice to principal is notice to agent, and notice to agent is notice to principal. I, one of the people, as seen in the 50 state constitutions, sui juris, do present you with this notice that you may provide the people with clarity and provide immediate due care. Okay, please take notice that as one of the people, I have seen the FBI attacking people on American soil, as well as providing cover for those who break the law. Please take notice that all entities existing in America must have creation. The legislature in the federal government was created by the people, who sought a more perfect union. The judiciary was granted one Supreme Court. The executive was granted the seat of the president. The legislature was granted the authority in Article 1, Section 8 of the United States Constitution to bring forth tribunals lesser than the Supreme Court. The legislature was granted with other limited powers in America. Any entity acting as a lawful authority in America should have express written consent with granted authority or general powers. Fact, man. Check it out. Let's keep it going. Please take notice that the people have assembled together and consulted for our common good, and we realize that you, as our trustees and servants, may be unlawfully allowing an entity with no legislative charter to attack the people of America. If the FBI would show the public a charter creating that entity, the public would have a simple remedy to resolve the first line of issues. Instead, a group of persons working as FBI are acting as agents being used against the 50 state and federal constitutions without a charter lawfully created by the legislature. Right? Here we go. Let's keep it going. It is therefore my wish, order, and demand that you present a written charter from the federal legislature creating an entity called the Federal Bureau of Investigations. Along with that evidence, show constitutional authority from the people where you may create any entity to be used against the people and their private rights. The people are the creators of the government, and all authority must come from we, the people. See evidence below. Ready? Here we go. Maxim of law. All political power is inherent in the people by decree of God. Thus, none can exist except it be derived from them. American maxim. Here we go, another one. Maxim of law. The main object of government is the protection and preservation of personal rights, private property, and public liberties, and upholding the law of God. American maxim. Okay, please take notice. Please take notice that government is to protect the rights of the people and must derive their power from the same. Therefore, there must be a law clearly allowing an entity to exist and to be restrained by that law. See evidence below. Maxim of law. The government is to be subject to the law, for the law makes the government. CLM. Okay? Let's keep it going. Please take notice that as trustees, if you should allow an entity to exist and attack the people, funding, assigning, or allowing it to exist in America under the perception of being lawful, but without a charter or creation from the federal legislature, you are acting in unison with that entity and committing a trespass against the people. I, therefore, demand by right for you as a trustee to present the above-mentioned proof and evidence of the creation of the Federal Bureau of Investigation within 5 days, and to make a public statement in which you swear by affidavit that this entity does contain and hold a charter. Any failure to respond with the above-mentioned affidavit sworn under penalty of perjury within 5 days means that you agree that you are knowingly, with malice and intent, allowing an unlawful entity to terrorize the people you have sworn to protect. Okay? Then you got your full name. So put your full name down. Then you want to autograph it, right? Then check these words out right here too. See, we'll keep it going. If you would like to have your address printed in the from section on this notice, please enter the information in the next two boxes, right? If you choose not to enter information, make sure you print this information before you send the document certified mail, right? And the reason why you're saying it certified mail is because you want that evidence, right? You want to know that it has gone from hand to hand and someone has signed from it. That means that it's a contract, man. That's scary simple, right? So you can put your address down, you can put your state down, you can put the date down, you can put the email down, and then you submit it, man. So that's the JotForm, right? The JotForm. See, we the people, the creators of all governments, are seeking the FBI's charter, man. We just want to know what's up, man. We just want you to show us the words, right? That's all we want, right? We want you to show us the words because we don't like seeing this on the news, man, because you're agitating the people, right? So we're watching people out there going blah, 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 which means that, the temperature is starting to decrease, and we want to decrease that temperature because we want the people to be in peace, man. We want to have freedom from civil disorder. We don't want any civil disorder. All we want is peace, and all we want is a covenant, and all we want is an agreement, right? So FBI has to have that. We have to see the FBI's agreement, man. Scary simple service. You got to show us the paper, man, right? So if you can't show us the paper, then that means someone's doing wrong and you're doing harm, right? Scary simple service, man. So that's what this JotForm's all about, man. So we're done. So let's close it out, man, because we always want to show the order. Here goes the order of God's realm. Remember, always remember these words. Order. God created the world. Check. God created man, aka the people. Check. People created states. Check. People created constitutions. Check. People created governments. Check. Question. When did government become boss of the people? Answer. Never. The people are the boss of all governments, man. All right, so we show you the words, man. So I'll see you guys in the future. Remember, click that link, sign that JotForm, and share this with as many people as you can. I'll see you guys in the future. Remember, nobody's having more fun than us. Bye.